It has been a long time since I reviewed a bicycle deck on this channel.
Let's go.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing a deck of cards that I think you're going to enjoy. Right off the bat, I want to say this episode is brought to you by magicandcards.com, so full links in the description for everything we talk about in today's video. Guys, this deck of cards is sick. Now, this is a prototype, but the deck is available on Kickstarter, and again, I've left all the links that you need down below. But this lovely deck of cards really surprised me for a couple of reasons. All reasons that we're going to get into in today's video, but first, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already, okay? Because that one's important. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So these are called the Bicycle Invoked Playing Cards. Now, when magicandcards.com first hit me up to review this deck, the first thing I did was look at what invoked means. I mean, I know I hear the word a lot in other contexts, but when I'm thinking of Magic and playing cards, invoked sounds pretty interesting. As far as I know, the word invoked comes from a Latin word called invocare, which means to conjure up or to summon. Obviously, when it comes to Magic, that is a really catchy thing to name your deck, and it has a lot of meaning. So, of course, I had to check out the deck and see what was going on. And I am happy to report that this deck is so surprising. There are some design features packed in here that I don't think I've ever seen. Firstly, let's talk about this tuck box. Now, I'm gonna have B-roll going so you guys can see all the close-ups, but it's a really nice matte tuck box, and this is just a prototype. But these tuck boxes actually feel really good. It says Bicycle Invoked Playing Cards on the front. Get a little glimpse of what the Ace of Spades is gonna look like, but also, this was a really interesting feature. This tuck box, you see it says Invoked at the bottom. If you put this on a mirrored surface, you can actually see that upside down it spells marked. And this deck is marked, and it's not marked once, and it's not marked twice. This deck is marked 3 different ways. Now, firstly, they're marked as a reader back. So if you look at the backs of the cards, there is a marking system that will tell you which card you're looking at from the back. Hello, everyone. It's Kier from the future. Hey, so I was editing this video and I actually found a really cool feature on the box of the deck that I didn't notice in my deck review. If you look at the bottom of the deck, it just looks like the standard ad copy that comes at the bottom of a card box. However, if you shine some light through the tuck box, you can actually see a reveal for the 8 of Spades. The concept comes from Matthew Bick, and honestly, guys, I think it is one of the funnest reveals you could possibly do. So add it to the list. That is just one more reason to go check out this campaign and buy this deck. So let's get back to the video. I'm not going to go into the full marking system. You guys will need to back the deck and get the information to do that. But trust me when I say, once you look at it and once you know the system, it's very easy to read. Look, this is the Ace of Spades. So you get a fully marked back as it is. And the back design is really cool. It's a full bleed, no border, really interesting kind of like hexagons, kind of creates like a graphic matrix. It looks really neat and I love the colors. Very retro feeling. So when it comes to performing Magic, you're gonna be performing at all different angles. Sometimes if you're doing street Magic, you're surrounded on all sides. It's nice to have a deck with options, so you can hold it in different ways and still see what you're looking at. Now, when these cards are made, they're gonna be made with USPCC. These are an MPC prototype, but they still, as usual, feel really good. Really cool Ace of Spades. In fact, all of your aces have enlarged pips with that kind of hexagonal, almost honeycomb pattern on the inside. Another thing that I really appreciate is that when it comes to the faces, they are standard for the most part. Now you can see these look like ordinary cards, which they are, sort of. Each of these face cards is actually secretly one way. There's little markings on the face of every single card that tells you if the card is facing in one direction or the other. Again, there are so many magical applications. There's so many built-in tricks that come with this deck. As well, if you back the campaign, there's tiers where you can get access to tutorials for those tricks. So, you know, check that out. Your courts are going to appear to be standard, but there's actually some clever hidden reveals in here. You can see that the King of Hearts is holding a reveal for a 3 of Hearts. And you can see the Jack of Spades has a little 8 of Diamonds reveal. You also get some interesting looking jokers. They have that bicycle standard joker script, but then they have that kind of almost like Arco old school clown joker for the face. And I really like that. As if you weren't getting enough magic with this deck, you also get a double backer, which you can use for all kinds of magic tricks. Now, you guys gotta go check out this campaign. It looks really cool. I also worked on some of the photos and the trailer for it. So personally, I'm invested in this deck, but I also think this is the kind of deck that we need. I needed this deck. This deck kind of reminded me of what it's like to have that challenge of opening up a deck of cards and having to learn the marking system. And then once I learn it, having to learn how to apply the marking system to a Magic routine. It's been a long time since I've really been in love with Magic, and especially with performing Magic. And this is a deck that reminds me that once you get the right inspiration, it's good to get back out there and challenge yourself. If you're getting into Magic and performing, or even if you've been doing it for a while, I haven't seen a standard deck of cards in a long time that packs this much Magic utility into it. And it's all done in the design, which is really cool. So go check out the deck. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Go see the campaign, and if you like what you see, pick up a couple of decks. Hell, pick up one for me while you're at it. But of course, I want to know what you guys think of this deck, so leave your comments down below. Everything I showed you here, what are your thoughts on it? As always, thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you to Magic and Cards for sponsoring this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.